Right, I'm with Gary Matthews again. It's so often I see you. It must be at least 6 years since we last met, Gary.
Yes, I think so. Yes. Some interviews on your blog. Yeah.
Some people won't remember, but you were deputy at St Blad's in 1993. I just heard the word.
Yes.
One term or 2 terms?
1 term. Yeah.
Top the poll. It was incredible.
Yes. And then I got into quite a lot of controversy over the LLP, if people remember that, and supporting Stuart Sibrey as well when he was victimised. So my 3 years ended unsuccessfully in the end, I suppose.
Strange enough, the one issue which I always remember, which really got me, was about the oil. The guy who got hanged in Nigeria, wasn't it? Remember that?
Yes.
What was his name? And the lady came over, his sister.
Ken something.
Yes, right. He got poor son. He got hanged.
The Ogoni people.
Ogoni, that's right.
That's right. Yes.
There was no sympathy.
Sarah Weaver.
No. There was no sympathy for him whatsoever.
No. No, we got involved in quite a few issues, and my successor, Monty Tadier, who's now deputy at number 2 St Bernard, he says that quite a few of my propositions that I put down years ago on racism and discrimination and such like have now gone through the states.
They take. We've just had, as you probably, if you keep an eye on things, we've just had the 250th anniversary celebration for the first time. 250 years that's taken. About Tom Gruchy and the little revolution they had.
Yes, I heard that.
So that's how long things do take here.
Yeah.
So your health is not too good. You're a wheelchair user now.
Yes.
That's one of the reasons we're out in the wind having to. Because this is one of the things about disability. It's not having access to places where you can go in the quiet, out of the wind.
No.
You're limited, aren't you? It's really limited.
Yes. Well, we came over to Jersey for a brief holiday on Saturday for a week. We're over, and I've noticed since I've been here that access and disability issues, certainly getting around in the wheelchair, is very difficult in Jersey. It's certainly in St Helier.
It is still difficult.
Yes, so I think the politicians need their heads banging together really, because they're very complacent, and it's about time disability was treated seriously over here, you know.
Well, in theory they've got the legislation in place about discrimination. Disability is one of the issues. They promised us, Judy Martin has promised us faithfully that she's going to ratify the International Convention against discrimination against disabled people. I don't think she's ever read the convention, but that's by the by.
Yeah.
You've got to say these things, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, we've noticed, for example, at quite a few hotels that we wanted to go inside, you know, for a cup of tea or something, for a drink. Quite a few hotels have just got steps and haven't got any disabled access. So I think by law, that, you know, quite a few places need to change really. And,
well, the law's not in place in relation to alterations of premises.
Right.
It's one of the things that's not ratified. It probably won't bring it in.
No.
Well, I've been going around looking at, because one of the latest delightful wheezes is the States Department will rent private premises, and unless they actually alter them, they don't have to do anything, so they can just move in. And I was afraid the Children's Commissioner is quite a hefty step at the front door to the Children's Commissioner's office.
Yes.
And I've sort of politely pointed out this is not really good enough.
Yes.
In order to get access, you've got to be able to tell them you're coming, or, you know, it's not right, is it? Just
no.
Like anybody else, just want to turn up.
Well, it makes a massive difference when you've got steps, but when you've got a flat surface to get into a restaurant or a pub or something, it's much better, you know, much better, yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do here. I mean, you tell me you're in Chesterfield, I think, in England.
Yes.
Is it much better there?
Yes, yeah, I think it is better. I think we're ahead by at least 10 years, I think. So I think the access is better, and they do have disabled people who go around Chesterfield, and they report back on shops and access and this sort of thing. It's often in the local newspaper. You know, yeah.
Well, I know, like Guernsey used to be very much behind, but they're, as far as the Channel Islands is concerned, they've got a very active disability group there, and they've trained up over 60 people to be access auditors. They've had the Centre for Accessible Environments in Guernsey, training people up, so that they will be doing mounting inspections of properties. They will be forcing the issue.
Yes.
Now, there are a few access consultants here in Jersey, but they're not very active.
No.
Enable did a good little thing the other week with bicycles and things, and also they brought in the mobile loo, which is a loo, an accessible loo with a hoist and everything, which you can take to events.
Yes.
Which is a great help for if you're very severely disabled.
Sure.
You can't transfer normally, and if you get in a bit of a mess, they don't realise that.
Yes.
Lots of people getting a mess. They need a shower. And of course you can't plan for it, can you?
No.
You don't know where it's going to happen.
Well, I'm thinking after this trip and some of the problems we've had with wheelchair and access and such like, I'm thinking possibly of coming back next year and maybe putting on a proper conference or meeting and get the issues raised properly and bring some top UK speakers over.
It'd be excellent, wouldn't it?
Yes.
To do that if you can do anything.
That's my plan at the moment.
Good. Okay.
Which is very similar to how some campaigns started in Jersey itself, you know, like the pro-choice movement, other such movements. Even locally in Jersey started off that way. You know, you get a conference together, get some top well-known speakers, and at least raise the consciousness of people, you know.
Well, they're very active in Guernsey. Of course, St Peter Port, I don't know if you've ever been to St Peter Port, but it's a very difficult town to make accessible because it is all ups and downs and cobbles. They like to keep the cobbles, which, as you'll know if you're in a wheelchair, they can be an absolute nightmare.
Yes, well, we found that, I suppose it's understandable really, because you can't change everything straight away. But Columbury, for example, where our hotel is near, we've been going out to restaurants every night, and Columbury has got very few drop curbs. We're forever going up and down, and quite high steps there. So I think simple things like that, you know, the Jersey States could initiate a proper audit of wheelchair access around town, and let's see if we can improve things.
What amazes me is the organisations that should know better. They had one of the accessible sailing ships came in one day, and they advertised it was open to the public, and I went down to have a look at it. And when I was there, a couple came, a lady pushing her husband in a wheelchair. They pushed it all from where you're staying, right through the tunnel. They pushed it all the way down there.
Yeah.
Of course, when they got there, they couldn't get on the boat. They couldn't even get on it. I mean, it was so sad. And he made quite an effort. It was quite a big push.
Yes, well, we've had to rule a few things out while we've been over on holiday because of steps and lack of access. Which is sad, really.
Does it happen in England? You had to lose many things in England.
Not as much.
You can't go to theatres.
Not as much.
No.
And also, one thing that's common in England is you get financial assistance as well, because often going to the theatre in England, you're free, you know, and your carer is free as well.
Right.
Whereas the only experience we've had of that in Jersey so far is Jersey Zoo. You know, to commend them. When we went to Jersey Zoo the other day, the girl said straight away, free for disabled, you know.
Right. Well, that's good.
So that was good.
That's good.
Yeah.
So that's a general thing. Tourist places in the UK, if you've got a carer with you, that's quite normal to get in free for the carer.
For the carer as well as the disabled person.
And the disabled person, both?
Yes.
Oh, that's excellent.
So when we go to the Christmas pantomime this year, we'll probably get 3 free disabled places, because some of my friends are in wheelchairs, you know. Yeah.
How are they getting on with the railway system? Do you ever go on the train there? Because it always used to amaze me. The trains used to pull into the station, and there was about a 2-foot gap to get on the train.
Well, I was just going to say, that's the only problem with the rail. It is improving, but the only problem is the big gap between trying to get onto the train.
Mind the gap.
but you can request a ramp, you know, but not yet as good.
Because there was always a problem because the rails were provided by one organisation and the trains were provided by somebody else, and they could never get themselves together again.
No. Well, there's room now for nationalisation, I think, because even the Tory government is thinking of nationalising Northern Rail, I think.
How do you do on the benefit system over there? I mean, we hear horror stories about how bad it is. Is it so bad for getting benefits, payments?
In my own case, I've not done too badly, and I get disability allowance. You know, I get that every week.
And your accommodation, you live in social housing or provided?
I'm in a centre. It's called assisted living.
Right, assisted living. Right.
And this is the new development in the UK. Disabled all live together in a big block.
Right.
And there's 50 residents where I am, and basically there's always 2 carers on call. There's always 2 carers on premises, you know. Always there. And they also do my breakfast and lunch and such like. And there's a cafe downstairs, there's a hairdresser's, there's a shop, and they put entertainment on.
Is that exclusively for the 50, or can other members of the public come in and use it?
Other members of the community can come in,
right.
And they do actually come in quite often for bingo, and so the elderly often come into the centre where we are, mixed with us, which is quite good,
Because otherwise you get cut off if you're not careful, you get isolated.
That's right.
It's good to have a shared facility, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a shared facility, and there's 3 of those in the Chesterfield area, and I think the plan now is to, that's going to be the future, you know, is how people are going to be looked after,
Of course, it goes in trends, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I remember when I was in nursing 100 years ago, they got everybody out the residential homes living in the community. But of course, living in the community on your own isn't much fun if you've got a disability or you're getting old, you can't cope. So you finish up having to go into residential care. So these things go in waves, don't they?
Yes. So I think this is the future, really, this sort of assisted living. And
who's provided that accommodation? Is it local authority?
It's a local authority with a housing association that is also funded.
They still have housing, because I lose touch. I thought housing associations were big gone out of fashion, but...
Well, in this case, you still get a housing association, and the system that I've just explained, you obviously have your own flat as well. Right. So you retain your independence, and that's why a lot of people like it. It's not like a care home where you know, where you've got an open door and carers can come in at any time. You've got your own flat, and then you can partake of the services as well, you know.
For people who cannot care for themselves at all, can't have that degree, they have to go into residential care.
Yes.
What's the cost of, because we hear some quite frightening things. Here they've got a system where everybody, if you pay income tax, you pay a contribution to long-term care. That's part of the system. That's going to run out of money, so they're going to have to raise the amount. But they haven't quite got that in the UK yet, have they?
No, you still have to pay, and a lot of families have to use their life savings to pay for elderly people.
Right.
But in the centre I'm in, they get access to carers, and quite a few of the residents are bedridden. They don't go out much at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Even with the centre where you are?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, so we've got a mixture of residents. Some of them are not very well, and unfortunately as well there's quite a rapid turnover of residents. Yeah.
And they can keep pets if they want to keep a dog or a cat.
Yeah, you can keep pets. I recently had a parrot.
Did you?
Which it's moved on now, but we had that for a while.
The doctors and so on, again, they're quite expensive here. I paid 72 quid the other day to go see my doctor. He took a bit of blood.
Yes.
But that's quite expensive if you're on a pension.
Yeah, no, doctors are free in the UK and have been for a long time. And also, because I'm in a wheelchair now, due to heart failure, I get a heart specialist nurse who comes around every 2 weeks. She visits me and does my bloods and blood pressure and all that.
And prescriptions are all free for you?
Yes, yes.
For what categories are they free in the UK?
As far as I'm aware, they're free for most things.
Yeah.
And I'm on a number of tablets. It's all free via the chemist. The chemist deliver to the door, you know. So I think it's quite a good system, really.
We touched on transport. How did you get over to the Jersey on this trip? Flew over?
I flew over with Flybe, yeah.
Of course, they tend to use fairly small aircraft.
Yes.
Was that problematic or was it fine?
Well, it's my first experience of coming to Jersey in a wheelchair.
Really?
And I didn't realise what it was going to be like, but apparently, well, I know now that disabled get access by a ramp at the back of the plane.
Right.
And what they do, they transfer you into a small wheelchair,
Right.
smaller even than the one I'm in.
Right.
And then two guys take you up this ramp and into the plane and into your seat.
How do they transfer you into a seat? How do they do that?
Well, you have to just transfer from your own wheelchair into this special seat they've got.
Because you're not very large. If you were my size,
Yeah.
18 stone,
Yeah,
might be a bit of a
it'd be
problem.
difficult, yeah. And of course, because they walk down the aisle, depends where your seat is, but if your seat's a few rows down, you've got to be carried
Right.
with your hands like that.
Right.
And you can't hold on to anything, so it's not very good, really. It's a bit frightening, really.
And obviously, people have got various problems.
Yeah.
They can be a bit fragile. If you're lifting people up manually, it can be a bit dangerous potentially.
Yeah, well, it was okay. I mean, East Midlands wasn't as good. It was a bit traumatic for me. But ironically, Jersey, when we got off the plane, Jersey was very good. There's two experienced guys.
Were they? Yeah.
They must do all the airlines.
Right.
It's a service for all the airlines.
Because you do need trained staff for that sort of thing. If
Yes,
you're lifting people up
Yes,
by hand, if you haven't got a hoist or something, you do need
that's right.
pretty good training.
They were
If you're using a hoist, you need training.
Yeah, they were trained staff. You could tell, and I thought that was quite good. So flying out back to East Midlands, I think it shouldn't be too bad, really.
Because that is one of the problems about Jersey. The aircraft do tend to be small,
Yes,
so you're going to get the worst end of the accessibility.
that's right. Yes, yes.
Okay. Anything else? You're coming back next year to fight the system here?
Come back next year and hopefully bring some of my disability contacts over.
Are they
And,
very active in the UK now? Because they used to do all sorts of demonstrations, rather like the climate change people now,
Yes.
stopping the traffic and things like that. Is that still going on? Is that still necessary?
Yes, on and off, and I'm in some disability groups,
Right.
and there's a good group that I helped to form in Chesville called Disability Campaigners,
Right.
and we take up issues including access for wheelchairs and also improvement of the benefit system, you know.
Right.
And we offer advice as well. We offer advice to people claiming benefits.
It's one of the ironic things about disability. It's always the last to be considered. But if they started designing buildings with disability in mind, and if they did political reform with disability in mind, they would be getting to the fundamentals right from the beginning.
That's it.
It's ironic, isn't it?
Yes, it's small steps really, and I think if we can get the politicians in Jersey aware of the issues and at least discussing it and maybe put it into their plans and things, and I'd like to see a local group of disabled people who could monitor things and comment on things.
Well, as you know, Jill and I, we tried with others. We had a little bit of a formation of a group. They've fallen by the wayside, but I'm glad to say Enable and a couple of other groups are trying to get it together here now.
Yeah, good.
I must say that's promising. But anyway, you can come over and give them a good shake-up next year. And
Yes, indeed.
I should look forward to it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, Gary.
Cheers.
Ciao.
Ciao.